TakeOver here in Chicago tonight, and coming off also what's been an incredible month and a half, maybe 2 months for NXT as a brand with hitting USA, running live 2 hours every week, and in my opinion, just creatively knocking that out of the park every week and putting on amazing shows to, Raw, SmackDown, almost every week. This brand performing triple duty, so to speak. It's been an incredible run, incredible period of time. Coming off War Games tonight, which I felt top to bottom was just spectacular, and everybody was healthy, thank God, for the most part. And also, we've had a couple of takeovers in this market, highest grossing, highest attended, and in a week where you're doing shows back to back, Friday night SmackDown, a takeover, Survivor Series, and Raw. That's saying something. So incredible night across the board. Proud of this brand, and a lot of them are going to go out there tomorrow night. Iron men and women, and they're going to knock it out of the park again. This is the stuff when you're a young talent. It's hard to express. This is the kind of stuff that, for me, when I was that age, I would have been like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. Like having this challenge night after night, and then knowing that you're going to do War Games tonight and then Survivor Series tomorrow. Like, to me, this would have been the be-all, end-all. And talking to them now, I think they agree with that, and I think everybody here feels the same way. It's just like this is the ultimate challenge of being able to prove the stuff that you're going to be able to look back at later in your career and say, man, we were the Iron Man of that time frame. So with that, I'm going to open it up to questions. And wait, can we say this?
Yeah.
It's not as magical now that I just said you want me to say this as a note that he handed to me, but it is a fact that Shawn Michaels will announce the NXT Men's Survivor Series team tomorrow on the Survivor Series kickoff panel. We wanted to really wait. Part of it was great for intriguing for the creative aspect of the show, but also we wanted to wait before saying who was going to be in Survivor Series tomorrow on any of these matches, for the most part, especially the 5-on-5, to see who actually came out of War Games injury-free. And, knowing that, anything can happen in these. And, when we have these, I hold my breath until the show is over, so to speak, and they kind of give me that last, everybody's okay, because you just don't know. And it's risk to reward. We're taking risks, but we're trying to do it in the most careful way possible. But it is what it is. So we wanted to wait until tomorrow. Shawn will announce that tomorrow. Tonight, for anybody that missed it, Rhea Ripley just announced that on Facebook Live that her team for tomorrow is herself, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, who she explained, going into War Games, you just earn respect for people that are just incredible performers. So Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, she knows that she can trust Candice LeRae, and somebody that she's known since she was 16 years old, and that would be Toni Storm. So hard to really not look at that and say that is the deepest team out of Raw, out of SmackDown and NXT. That is the deepest, most talented team of the group. So it should be spectacular. I know they'll knock it out of the park. And a little earlier on Facebook, apparently somebody pointed out to me on the way in the door here, I said team captain Tommaso Ciampa would announce his men's team tomorrow. That was not what I meant. I don't know why I said Tommaso Ciampa. I actually meant William Regal. The beauty of live Facebook stuff is saying the wrong name. It's been a long day. But William Regal will be announcing, obviously, or having thoughts about who we put in that team. And Shawn will be announcing that tomorrow. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
All right, so we're going to start in the room.
Yeah, sure. Paul,
say who you are, yeah.
Yeah, Nick Hausman with Wrestling Inc. You guys were teasing a very big surprise as the 4th member for Team Ciampa. Kevin Owens got a huge reaction, but we are in Chicago. CM Punk is backstage back on WWE TV as part of Backstage. Have you talked to Punk at all since he came to Backstage?
I have not.
Okay, so is there any interest in him coming to NXT or working at the Performance Center?
No, I have not spoken to him. So he's working for Fox, and it's a bit of an arm's length from us, which, look, all this stuff is baby steps, but like it's one of those things when people want something so bad, they're like, so you're saying there's a chance, you know what I mean? That's the moment in time that we're in. I even felt like today there was a moment where Sam Roberts was going to say or had said in the kickoff show a couple of times, or I can't remember if he actually said it or was about to say, the person is in Chicago, and I was like, don't say the person in Chicago in the same sentence, because I feel like you're setting that up. The person is here is fine, right? It's just I understand it and I get it, but it is what it is at this point in time. Be happy. He's on backstage. He's doing something in the business again, and that is what it is. The rest of it, I've said it a million times. We've all said it. Never say never. But that's a long, long way from. And I know when you say that, then people immediately go, "They're working us," because there's nothing that you can say that will make people think otherwise. It is what it is. But I promised an epic moment tonight. I think Kevin Owens more than delivered. Blew the roof off the building here, and just knowing Kevin as well as I know Kevin, this was probably one of the biggest moments he's had in a long, long time that he has been looking forward to for a long time. So it was awesome to see him in an NXT ring again.
It was. And my follow-up would be, it was not lost on anyone that Matt Riddle hit the spear and the jackhammer tonight. Is there any interest in moving in the direction of a Matt Riddle versus Goldberg match?
That's Goldberg.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I've heard of one of the confrontations they've had off camera that seemed like he would be interested in a match. I just don't know if on TV or. Look, who knows, right? Like, I think there's a moment in time. I think that I didn't know he was going to do that. I think Matt's very smart. It obviously.
You didn't know he was going to do that?
Obviously garners attention. This is not the tell me everything you're going to do deal. So certainly don't have a problem with it. I think if he thought that I did have a problem with it, he would have done it. I think there's a trust there. But it's one of those moments that creates a lot of buzz. So I don't know that he thought much more about it than when in that moment in time it would seem like the thing to do, right? And I think if you've ever met Matt Riddle, that's kind of how he operates as a human being. Yes, seemed like the thing to do at the time, bro.
It's a good idea, man. I got people talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Stephen Milhausen Sporting News. Nice to be here, Paul. And just kind of follow on what Nick was saying about Kevin, and a lot of people saying on social media, what's going on right now with Kevin since he's on Survivor Series tomorrow night with Team Raw? Is it back to NXT full time, or was he gonna still be in the match tomorrow night?
To be honest, I'm not sure at this time. If he is in the match, interesting. Is he really in the match, or is he? I don't, I mean, like that's an interesting dilemma, isn't it? If he's on Team Raw, but the night before he was facing off with the Undisputed Era and teaming up with Tommaso Ciampa and all those guys in NXT. Interesting. What could happen there? I don't know. This is a moment in time of a lot of things have happened. It's funny how a mechanical issue with a plane that people blow up into something so much more, but a mechanical issue in a plane can create chaos that creates so much special, magical moments within it. And when you can capitalize on those things, it's amazing. So to me, that's what this whole month has been, and this is a part of that. Where does that go? Unsure. It sure does make it interesting.
In the follow, when you look at the end of the match, and you see Tommaso and you see Adam on the top of the cage, what is running through your mind from the time they're getting ready, when the move is getting ready to happen, to the time they go through the air and through to the table?
Yeah, those are the moments where I'm just holding my breath. And, the truth is, in this business, I've seen more people get injured, including myself, on dumb little things that, the stuff that the big, giant spectacle spots that you really put so much care and thought into, yes, they're extremely dangerous. Yes, they're extremely impactful, but it's funny, just more often than not, it's the guy running across the ring that just turns his ankle and, he's out 6 months or whatever. was reasonable. But there are also things that were brought up tonight where I was like, yeah, absolutely not. Like, no, you're not doing that, guys. Like, as much as I love you guys and want you to tear it up, like you were going to tear it up with all the other stuff you have, you don't need that, right? There's always that for everybody. So, but that's when you hold your breath and you wait for the landing, and you're just waiting for that referee to be able to tell you everybody's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so let's go to the phones. We'll keep it at one question per hour, just to try to get through as many people as we can.
We'll go to Mike Johnson, pwinsider.com.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
There you go, Mike. Gotta get up early to
Back
meet
on
you.
top. I've been on hold since Wednesday, thanks. I want to talk about the women's...
Don't hang up.
I'll do what I can. I want to talk about the women's War Games match, specifically the Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai stuff. That was obviously something that had been brewing for some time, and just when we thought we knew where we were going, you kind of made a left in Albuquerque. Talk a little bit about how long the planning was for all that, and your thoughts overall on the women's War Games, because I thought they overexceeded any expectations.
Yeah, look, as high as, I believe in them, I think, more than anybody, right? And as high as my expectations were, when this first idea was first brought up, women's War Games, there were some people that thought, absolutely, there were some people that thought, oof, you're putting them in a really tough spot. To be able to do that and deliver, and, you know, the storytelling aspect along with everything else, like, it was a debate. We debated it heavily. But the belief that they could deliver, once that was the belief, the idea was where we are at this moment of time, the Tegan, the Dakota, the moment, that was day one. That was day one of this plan of where we were going with all of that. It was kind of sort of came along the idea of, if we did women's War Games, if we did this, what if we were able to do that? You know, and it went from there. So right from the get-go, that wasn't a last minute, that wasn't an audible, that was the design. Geez, I hate putting a time frame on things because time flies, but it was a design from step one.
All right, thank you. Have a good night, and congratulations on a great show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for waiting so long on the phone since last week, you know.
And we'll go next to Jason Powell, ProWrestling.net.
Yeah, hey, Paul, with
Hey, Jason.
NXT. Hey, with NXT TakeOver Portland listed for a Sunday night, are you guys considering a switch to a traditional 3-hour format for a standalone show? And either way, will TakeOver specials start being offered on pay-per-view in addition to WWE Network? It seems like there's some additional revenue possibilities there.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer to as far as the pay-per-view or anything else revenue question. I'm not really 100% sure. I know that the majority of people watch on the network. The decision to go on Sunday, I think there's a long tradition of Sundays and pay-per-views themselves. I think I had mentioned it early in the year about sort of uncoupling some of the takeovers and running them independently. So the idea to have, you know, individual takeovers where they can mean more. I think adding more and more live content, not just in pockets of time, but in, you know, when you think about it in some ways, like a week like tonight, 3 hours Monday, 2 hours Wednesday, 2 hours Friday, 3 hours tonight. You know, I can't even put a number on how many hours tomorrow. 3 hours again on Monday. Like, that's a lot. It's just a lot, right? And to be able to spread that out, I think, is more meaningful, to be able to